you sent me the clip of Vince McMahon and Austin Theory on Raw. And everybody remembers that as soon as I saw Austin Theory in NXT, I said, my God, this guy is a future superstar. I'm not talking about it. I don't know what they'll do with him with his booking, but at his age, he's early 20s. He's got the size, he's got the physique. He's an amazing natural worker to me. When I watch him, he's picked up the little things, not only basics, but I'm talking about things you can't teach, just natural reactions and the little things that go on in the ring with a really natural worker. I think he's got everything, right? He just needs to get bigger and blossom. So naturally, the only thing worse than Vince not seeing anything in him, apparently, is Vince seeing something in him. Because now on Raw, he's been taken under Vince's way. He was the guy that stole the $100 million golden egg.
My egg.
My egg, yes. And then brought it back with basically no punitive measures after Vince was ready to eviscerate whoever had stolen it, but he took it because he wanted a selfie with it. So now Vince likes his spunk. I like her spunk, kid. Say it for me.
Spunk on my egg.
And so now he's doing recurring things with Vince, which and I saw this clip. Austin Theory is doing everything he can with what he's being given to work with, but basically he's sitting there and having to react to things Vince is saying rather than saying his own shit. And therein lies the problem, is he's just sitting there at the desk with Vince, nodding up and down when Vince does what you're doing.
I'll say, it's like, he just sits, and he's slouched over. I mean, I'll let you keep going.
That's the thing, is that what you're I don't know whether you're doing an impersonation of Vince or whether Vince was doing an impersonation of you doing an impersonation of Vince or whatever, but you sound clearer than he does.
There's a pencil. A pencil.
And the whole subject matter of this was Vince basically saying, I'm going to show you, Austin Theory, although not nearly this clear, the most dangerous weapon in the world. And he pulls a pencil out of his fucking desk drawer and he says, not this end, the point, but this end, the eraser, the old eraser. The booker has the pencil and the pencil has the eraser. It's an inside wrestling joke that's 75 years old. But the performance of this is what we got to talk about. And I'm not trying to make fun of Vince, because now this is sad. Because I know everybody has to age and everybody has to get older. And I am too. And that's another reason why I can't do the shit I used to do, which is another reason why I'm not trying to do it. But this is sad because Vince used to be the guy with the booming voice, the authoritarian, stentorian tones, the projection. You could hear Vince, when he was walking down the hall in Titan Tower with anybody with him, he was still working. He was having a walking meeting. And if you were in your office, 50 feet down the hallway, you could tell that Vince was at the elevator because you could hear it, pal.
Hey, pal.
Yeah, we're going to put this on. Hey, how you doing there, Chief? How you doing, Strongbow? Whatever. And he was a pronunciation freak to the point where if you said WWF, he would, if he was anywhere around, he would go ballistic. If you go back especially in the early and mid 90s, when JR came in and I came in and Lawler came in, probably the only thing that none of us had a Southern accent on until JR had his Bell's palsy was the phrase WWF. Because he would make you stop and do it again if it wasn't live, if you said W instead of W.
It's W, not WF.
But now
I hate George W. Bush. It's W.
I can't understand what Vince is saying. And I had to watch this twice to pick it all up. And it's not only is he not projecting, but you can tell he, as you mentioned, he's kind of stooped over, but he just doesn't have the force behind his words. He doesn't have the surety, the assuredness behind what he's going to say. He's kind of mumbling around about it. He knows in his mind what he's trying to do, I'm pretty sure, but it's not coming out like the old Vince. And, you know, it's a lot of people that are, is there any new WWE fans? Are they all just flooding away, or are some coming in? Anybody that sees Vince over the last year or two, maybe, and any time in the future, is going to wonder for the first time. They're going to wonder, well, this is the Vince McMahon I've heard all about. Well, he's just, I mean, there's no force there. There's no life there. He's trying to tell this story that he gets, but other people ain't getting it. And it's not good, I don't think. And I'm not taking pleasure in saying that, but you know, at some point, please, Vince, you've got all the money, all the property, go put your feet up, relax, have somebody else do something. You know, it's sad at this point.
Yeah. And, you know, beyond the way he appears and the way he sounds, he's lost his ability, at least to me, to be captivating. It's more of a freak show. I'm watching it like, I can't believe this is Vince McMahon. I can't believe he allows himself to be seen like this on TV. His posture, his makeup. I don't know what has happened to his face.
Oh.
But it looks like he visited Madonna's plastic surgeon. He looks weird. You can't understand what he's saying. And it takes him longer to do what it used to take him a shorter period of time to do. It feels like.
Yes.
In this segment.
Yes, that's it. It's just, it's not coming out. It's dragging. And you mentioned the word captivating. Regardless of what Vince was doing, and even if it was preposterous, in the Attitude Era, when he was on television and he was talking, you were listening to what he was saying and you were following it and you wanted to hear the rest of it. I think that's fair to say, because he was one of the biggest stars on the television program when it had the biggest ratings it's ever had. So he was captivating at that. This is not captivating. It's like, did you ever see the South Park where they brought Rod Stewart out for the concert and they wheeled him out in a fucking wheelchair because he was 90 years old and hey.
No, but Vince is starting to remind me of Sumner Redstone. I don't know if you know who Sumner Redstone. You must know.
Yes.
When he would eventually his hair turned orange and he was getting wheeled around everywhere, and it's just everyone knows it's over, but he's still running the company for no good reason, and then his daughter takes over. But I mean, we'll see what happens in this case. But
but it may be questionable now to whether it's going to be the daughter or the adopted son, Nick Khan.
Yeah, or the Rock's buddy. We'll see what happens. But with all we're saying about this, it's not a good position to be put in, I wouldn't think. But I'll give Austin Theory credit. I think he's doing as good a job as you could do in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, you just have to sit there and nod and throw in the line every once in a while that you're being told to say. But hopefully his in-ring talents will carry the day here, and at least if Vince wants to interact with him on screen, that means they want to push him. That means they see that there's something there, and that's a positive step so far.
Let me see you behave like a dog, like a rabid dog. No, goddammit!
Don't bark! But anyway, woof, woof. Well, I'll tell you what, you know, Vince used to have that habit. And I've seen him do it a million times. In the back of the limousine, going to the garden, in the back of the limousine, going anywhere, to the airport, whatever. In meetings, in the car, on the way to a town. He will take out of his briefcase that 1970s style Norelco fucking electric shaver, and I think JR put it best one time. He said, Vince, are you mad at your face? because he would gouge his face with that electric razor to get and I know he had to shave 3 times a day, because if he's doing it in front of me at fucking noon and I can't see a goddamn whisker, I know he had to do it that morning before he left the house, right? And he would just gouge his face. I wonder if he still does that.
I don't know if he could do it with that face. I don't know what kind of rubber is in his jaw right now, but I don't know if you could just jam something and rub it like that, like an electric razor.
No, that's just for when he's on TV. After the TV show, they take a chisel and knock all that stuff off, reveal his regular face. But I wonder if he still does it. But I wonder if he does it, if he knows that he doesn't have to, because now we're not living in the 60s and 70s with the Norelco electric razor. We're living in the world of manscaping with Manscaped. See what I did there, Brian?
Yeah.
And it is the season not only to be nice, but also to smell good and look clean. And that is the mission of Manscaped. It's the holiday season. It's stocking stuffers. They've got 1 million of those. Folks, Manscaped can fix you up, whether it's the 4 million men worldwide that have been served already, or whether that's by the way, that's 8 million testicles, 4 million men. Just do the math. Well, give or take, because then there's a stray Hotchkiss in there. But anyway, but there's more than that. There are many more balls than that in the world that need manscaping. And whether it's their best-selling product, the Performance Package 4.0, which has the lawnmower body trimmer, the best trimmer on the market for every place on a man's physique, the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, and their liquid formulations like the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, the Crop Reviver Ball Toner, and the free gifts that come with the Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers, the Shed Travel Bag. You can get that. That's the best-selling package. But stocking stuffers, the Manscaped 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. It kills 2 stenches with 1 solution. The Manscaped cologne-infused body wash, the Shears 2.0 luxury 4-piece nail kit, the Crop Mop ball wipes. And not only can you wipe balls with these, but you can actually wipe other things as well. It's not just a ball-dependent formula. So you can clean up on the go with it. Well, no, sometimes people might say, well, I can't use that on my nose or my chin because it's for your balls. But balls are human too. Anyway. My God. And the Manscaped signature cologne, that stuff, boy, you can smell that coming a mile down the road. It smells so good. You know that a successful and suave and deboner gentleman is coming down the road when you smell that Manscaped signature cologne. The formulations are all vegan. That means if you're a vegan, you can still eat and or drink all of these things. They're also cruelty-free. Or wait a minute, you can't really eat or drink all of these things, can you? Well, I wouldn't think you'd be able to eat.
Don't eat, don't drink. Use these products as you are instructed, which is very simple. It's a very easy instruction. Use it externally on specific areas of the body. Don't ingest anything. Let's be clear.
But it says it says the formulations are all vegan, because I was going to say, how could you eat the Lawnmower 4.0, but you can't? That's not vegan, just the formulations that you would drink then, right?
Don't drink any of this.
Don't drink, but it's vegan.
That's not how vegan works. That's not how sentences work. That's not how you should think of the word vegan being applied to products like this. It just means doesn't mean you have to ingest it. It just means it's about the way it's prepared and whatever else.
So it means you don't have to ingest it, but if you do and you're a vegan, it's still okay.
You can't ingest this.
You can't ingest these things at all.
No.
Okay, well, we know that now, but they're vegan. And they're also cruelty-free. So there's no cruelty about these items whatsoever. It's nice to give these items to people. They're dye-free. I don't know how that they get the color in there. I guess they're naturally colored. Sulfate-free and paraben-free. Is paraben is wax, right? No, that's paraffin.
That's paraffin, yeah.
Well, what is the paraben? Hold on here. Let me get the American Heritage
No, you did
Dictionary.
this and you couldn't find it. You couldn't find it in your dictionary.
Is that what I looked up before? Because that was still puzzling me.
I think so.
Well, nevertheless, it's all free of all that stuff. So if you don't want products with stuff in it that you don't know what the fuck it is, you get the Manscaped stuff because it's free of that. Anyway, there's none of this stuff that we don't know what it is in this stuff. But anyway, folks, the lawnmower, the weed whacker, the shears, all these things, trim it off, and then use the shampoo and conditioner and body wash and ball wipes and everything to keep what's underneath all of that foliage smelling and looking good. Manscaped.com/JCE. You get 20% off and free shipping. 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com/JCE. And stuff everybody's stocking with something that will make them smell good in all of their areas, whether covered or exposed. Manscaped.com.